and welcome into another edition of Powered Up and Plugged
Were
In.
you reading?
I was reading. Yes, I actually was. Yes, I'm Jack,
I'm Karen.
and Powered Up and Plugged In is powered by Palmore Real
Palmer
Estate.
Real Estate. Yes,
Hey, it's
sir.
good to have everybody with us. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. You really mean a lot to us. We care about you, and we thank you for your time. You know, there was an interesting story as we start off our program today, Karen, that came out of East Texas.
I know it's the craziest thing.
It is. A lady from Longview went missing on Friday night. The police in Longview put out a missing persons on her on Friday. Well, today, or I think it was yesterday actually, there was a fisherman at Lake of the Pines, which is just north of Longview. For those fishermen out there, you know what I'm talking about. And our East Texas listeners out there, you know where Lake of the Pines is. Anyway, he was fishing and he saw the top of a car, very top of a car. So he called police. Well, the police came out and was going to make it a salvage operation. They got the wreckers and everything out there. Now, mind you, she went missing Friday. This is Tuesday when this happened.
No, this is Wednesday.
Or, well, it
well,
happened
yesterday
It
was Tuesday. Yeah.
But anyway, they were salvaging, getting divers out there to connect the car so they could pull it out of the lake. Well, as they were pulling it out of the lake, they noticed that there was a woman inside of the car and she was moving.
Yep.
She was moving, so it became a rescue operation. Then they got her, from what I understand, the police department, the divers, and that fisherman all helped extricate her from that car and get her to waiting paramedics where they were working on her and taking to the hospital. But she was alive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just a miracle, and God watching over that.
Wow,
that woman for
I
sure.
couldn't believe it. And the Longview Police Department said they had no idea how long the car's been in there. All they know is that she's been missing since Friday.
Yeah, that is not the craziest thing.
It is.
Well, God bless her
absolutely
for-
wild.
It might be some story coming out of that now.
Boy, that'd be a made-for-TV movie, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir. Well, I hope everybody had a good Easter holiday. We did.
We
for
certainly
sure.
did. We certainly did.
Yeah.
Had a
So-
really good one. A lot of things going on in our great country. And, of course, our president, Donald Trump, got arraigned last week in New York, and the fallout is just keeps on coming.
It does. But, they just opened up Pandora's box doing
They
what
did.
they're doing. So, hey, good luck to y'all.
House Oversight Committee Chairman Jim Jordan has issued a subpoena to Alvin Bragg, who is the New York District Attorney, subpoenaing all of the information on the case against Donald Trump, and he refused.
Well, they're trying to find out if he used federal funds to bring this case forward. He's a state DA. He is
Right.
not a federal DA.
That is correct.
If there is such, I think there's such a thing. But he's not supposed to be trying federal cases.
Well, that is very
And
true.
if he's using federal money, and of course, then Bragg turned around and sued Jim Jordan because he's trying to stop the subpoenas so they can't find out what the heck he's doing.
That's exactly correct.
It's a mess. This whole thing's a
Politics at
mess.
its finest, folks, right there, I'm telling you. Voting day cannot get here quick enough for me, I'm telling you.
Whatever. It's still a
Lord
ways
have
away.
mercy. Another thing coming out this month is something that a lot of people are going to be talking about, Karen.
Yes. The property tax assessments / appraisals come out this month. And I
On
believe
your
they're being
property.
mailed between April 1. You may have already gotten yours. We have not gotten ours, but we haven't checked our mails in a couple of days. But they are coming out. So we thought maybe a good idea, this year we ran a show about a year ago, around this same time, with the Ray Tax Group. And we thought that it would be a good idea to rerun that interview with Ryan Ray, explaining the tax assessments and and fighting it,
And ways,
protesting it.
yeah, ways you can protest
So
it.
that's going to be
absolutely.
our segment from all around town.
Yeah, so without further ado, listen closely because here's how that interview went one year
And just
ago.
so you know, we had to kind of cut it. We had to redo it a little bit. It's the same thing, but we had to take out Jack and I because it
Your
had
hair was longer.
yeah, and my hair was like down here, and because it had some advertising in there that we couldn't show.
That's exactly correct.
here we go.
Here we are. That's this week's edition of All Around Town. Watch.
Hi, Ryan.
Welcome in. It's good to have you. I know there's so much confusion about property taxes and things like this. What's caused such a large increase in the market value?
Well, I mean, to be fair to the appraisal district, I think we all know the market over the last couple of years has gone crazy, and prices people are in bidding wars over homes, and prices have really skyrocketed. Estimates 20% a year over the last 2 years in the DFW real estate market. So the reality is that the appraisal district's job is to try and set the property at 100% of market value on January 1 of each year. And so, and last year, because of COVID and issues, they didn't really raise values as much as the market probably suggested they should have.
Right.
So now, in some ways, they're kind of catching up for last year and this year to get to the current true market value. But it's just a guessing game, right? I mean, they're doing all the properties in the county at once, 1 million plus parcels between residential, commercial, mineral interests and things like that. So it's certainly not an exact science. I always say it's more art than science to figure out what a home would have sold for had it sold on January 1 of 2022. So, I don't think there's any malice, out there when they're setting these values, not trying to mess people over. But at the same time, there's plenty of room for disagreement and plenty of room to maneuver usually on these values.
Right. So we have a couple of friends that use your services, by the way, and
Okay.
one of our friends, their house market value went up 65%, and they were so upset. So I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of upset people coming in and talking to you about the values of their homes. So when they go into protest, if they're protesting online, they're actually giving the market value, not what they think the appraised value is.
Sure.
Is that a correct statement?
Right. Well, so market and appraised are two different. So in Tarrant County specifically, and in Dallas, they used market and appraised value. So the market value is what the appraisal district thinks your property is worth. The appraised value is what you're going to pay taxes on. So the appraised value is never going to be higher than the market value. The market value is either going to be the same as or higher than the appraised value. And it's there's no cap on the market value. So every year the appraisal district sets your property at whatever they think it's worth, right? The appraised value is, if you have a homestead, can only go up by 10% a year. So that's kind of the difference there. And you're right. So if your appraised value is significantly lower than your market value, then it's likely you're probably not going to get a reduction of your actual tax bill by protesting if there's such a big disparity. But that's generally means your property is significantly below your tax bill is going to be significantly below what the market is.
Yeah.
That's one of the things a lot of my clients this year, not great for my business, but good for clients, is we got a lot of folks whose values we got reduced last year or the year before, and they've rolled those values So they're not seeing increases this year. And, I look at that because we protest everything every year as a general rule, but I look at them and they're 50% below market. Not a whole lot I'm going to do for you this year.
No kidding.
So, yeah.
Ryan, if someone protested online to the Tarrant Appraisal District and they do not accept their value, when should they contact you?
Well, I mean, right away. I mean, it takes about 2 minutes to sign up online, and it goes right into our system, and
Sure.
we'll make sure and protest that immediately. I mean, the paperwork can be done. It's really fast. We get it done. We will be submitting protests. We've already submitted protests in some places, but we'll be protesting everything at the end of the day, probably 11:59 on the 16th. I'll be submitting a final protest for everything to get everything in. And some people will have a later protest deadline, but for most people in Texas,
It's the 16th. Yeah.
yeah,
16th.
So
yeah.
if they call you at 2:00 on the 16th to say help me, you're gonna be able to help them if they need it.
we absolutely can. I mean, I'd rather you call this week or this weekend even. We'll have people working all weekend to make sure that we get everything cleaned up and get everyone added. And if you go online, that's the easiest way to do it. Just go to ray-tax.com, RAY, and then -tax.com. You can sign up, fill out your paperwork. It takes about 2 minutes, and then you're guaranteed to be on the list.
Yeah, we're gonna give all your information at the end of this show, so they'll have it and can write it down, and but ray-tax.com is where they
Yes,
go.
ma'am.
Okay. And also, I think people are curious about the cost, what you charge when you help them.
Yes.
Some think it's a large amount of money, but it just depends, right?
Yeah. So what we do is 40% of the actual tax savings achieved. So this is one of the things where we talk about the appraised value and the market value. You got to be careful because some companies out there are going to charge you based off of the reduction in the market value, but not necessarily your appraised value. So they may go out and they may say that okay, we got you a $50,000 reduction on your property. Maybe your homestead cap was $70,000, so they got you a $50,000 reduction, didn't save you anything. They're still sending you a bill. We bill on actual tax savings. So if you've got a 70,000, so let's just say, and you're at 500,000 is what it's worth, right? Or
Right,
what they say
right.
it's worth. And you're capped at 430. If we get that down to 400,000, then that first 70,000 in savings didn't generate, or in reduction didn't generate any actual tax savings. The next 30,000 did. So then that's going to save you about 2.5% on average. It could be higher, could be lower, but so 30,000 would save you about $750, and we bill you 40% of that.
Of the 750.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I just want to. I have to have it straight in my head.
Ryan, we can't thank you enough for taking time out. Last week we did a show on ways that they could dispute their taxes, and hopefully your answers have
Help them.
and clarified a lot of things for them. And at the end of our program, we'll be contacting, or rather posting on there, how to get in touch with you, a phone number,
Absolutely.
everything, so that you can help them if they get into a situation to where they really need some help. So,
Thank you so much, Ryan. We appreciate your time.
So if you get your tax appraisal in this week or next week,
Yeah, don't do like I did last year. I went online and protested, and I kind of messed it up. And then I went to him, and I think by then I had already messed it up. So they helped us a little bit, but not a whole lot. But they did help us a little bit, and so do it before you go to protest it online.
well, I'll tell you what, there is a lot of excitement with me and Karen because next week we're introducing a new segment into our program called For Your Health.
Yep.
And we're going to have health professionals here talking about different forms of illness that you may have, preventative medicine, you name it. We're going to let them talk to you about it so you will be better informed. You know,
should be
since
fun.
the Obamacare debacle, it just seems like people can't get straight answers from physicians anymore.
They have to go to the primary care, they get referrals, and then it takes forever to get referrals, and then they have to go here, and they
is
have to
correct.
go there, and it's
Yeah.
it's like, can't you just go to the doctor and not have to go through all this rigmarole?
So if you have questions concerning a condition you may have, join us for future segments for To Your Health. And we'll try to get a lot of those answered for you. So we're,
Yeah,
we're,
they'll be
we're
bringing
very,
up
very
different
excited.
subjects.
Some interesting things coming up this weekend
Yes, sir.
that we want to share with you.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one is going to be on Sunday afternoon. Now, this is a very special benefit for Logan, a young man who is recovering from severe brain surgery. And it's going to be held from 1 until 5 o'clock this Sunday afternoon over in Keller at the Poor House.
Poor Shack.
Poor Shack. I'm sorry, I couldn't read that
And
far.
it's on Main Street.
It is on Main Street right there. You cannot miss it. And some great music going to be provided by Paladin. It's a $10 cover charge. Everything that is raised that day goes to Logan's family to offset the medical costs, which we know are
Yeah,
tremendous.
there's also silent auction.
Yeah, and a silent auction you can get involved with. So that could be a lot of fun. That's coming up Sunday afternoon, 1 until 5 o'clock. And so come on over and see us. You may bump into me and Karen over there. You never know.
That's right. I think we're planning on going.
What's some of the other things you could get
There's
involved
also
with?
the Texas Street Food Festival that's happening at Texas Live.
Uh-huh.
It is Sunday, April 15th from 2 to 8 p.m. And it sounds like a fun time. I don't know if there's a charge. I imagine there probably is. But it's a big food festival, so if you like to eat, go for it.
I'm torn.
You're torn.
I am certainly torn.
And
That looks
also,
like a lot of
Out in
fun.
the
Yeah.
Botanical Gardens out in Fort Worth, it's the Flowercade is going on, and it is it's being put on by the Garden Club of Fort Worth, or the Garden Club Council of Fort Worth, and it's an expo and horticulture exhibits and different things going on out there. And that is Saturday, April 15th at 11 a.m.
Yeah, and then finally today, I know a lot of you will be interested in this
Well,
one.
it's not finally, but go ahead.
Fort Worth Tattoo Arts Festival. Now that's coming up starting on Friday, April the 14th, and it goes through Sunday, April the 16th. And it's going to be there at the Fort Worth Convention Center on Houston Street there in Fort Worth, downtown Fort Worth, I should say. A lot of people go to this. It's a big thing. So you might want to make your plans for the Fort Worth Tattoo Arts Festival.
And also coming up, and it's not this weekend, but it's on April the 29th, it's called the Carnival.
That's a great
Good
name for it.
Play on words. Anyway, it's the Care Cruise annual Veteran and Senior Carnival. And they're going to have all kinds of booths, food booths, vendors, all about different medical issues, different things for veterans and for seniors. And so it is going to be out at the Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot of fun because you mentioned it's free admission, and with the vendors and food, there's going to be games, even a bounce house for the kids.
That's right, live entertainment.
And live entertainment, yeah. So that'll be a lot
Yeah,
of
so
fun.
if y'all watched the show last week, we had the Concha Hearts group of people on last week. Joe Ashmore will be at the booth, and probably some of the others will be too. Not sure who.
That is absolutely correct.
So that is there.
Well, we want to welcome all of our new members to Powered Up and Plugged In. There's been quite a few of them join this past week. Thank you very much for that. If you'd like to make a suggestion on a future show, perhaps you know someone who you'd like for us to interview, or a new business in your town that you'd like to help promote, it's simple. Just go to Facebook. If you're on Facebook, hit the search bar, type in Powered Up and Plugged In, and it takes you right there to our Facebook group page. Join in the group. Doesn't cost you anything, and you can post things on our Facebook group page about festivities coming up around your area that we may not know about, and give you a right to have a voice in our area.
That's right.
And there's another way they can
They
get
can
a hold of
also
us.
get in touch with us via our email at pluggedin2024@gmail.com. And that's how they can get in touch with us.
Pluggedin2024@gmail.com. Hey, but we welcome all of our new members and thank y'all so very much for joining us today. It's been fun. Hopefully that gives you a little information on a way that you could protest your tax appraisals that you'll be getting in the mail or notification this
Yeah,
month.
if you haven't gotten them, you will.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You will. It's just like death and taxes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're going to get it.
Yeah, you're going to get it.
So anyway, if you're new to the area and you're looking for a church home or something, we invite you to join us over at our church, the Lighthouse Fellowship Church here in Fort Worth. It's always a lot of fun, some great folks, and we would welcome you with open arms.
That's right.
That's it for this
All
week.
right.
It's been a lot of fun, Karen. Thanks for all the
Well,
info.
I'm glad y'all tuned in to us. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fun. We always tell you to be kind to your neighbors and be courteous.
It's always free.
Yeah, it's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it just makes the area so much nicer and
It
people
does.
that much nicer.
All it takes is a smile,
It does. A lot of times, a smile will make a
and
difference.
will make somebody's day.
It surely will. Till we see you again, everyone. God bless you, and God bless our great country, the United States of America. He needs to bless us now more than
Than
ever.
ever.
Till we see you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye bye.